Num, 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 num. Finally, some Baileys in my coffee. Thank you, Tim. On my way down to butcher another hog. I've been spending the last 3 days at it, not all full days. I've been getting pulled away on business and such throughout the day, just trying my best to keep at it, butchering 2 of them. The 2 free-range pigs we had on the farm. They're quite a delight. A real pain in the ass. I actually started exploring the countryside, but it's all come to an end, and I'm using them to feed my family. I'm no pro at butchering, that's for damn sure, but you know, my knife is sharp and I'm getting all the cuts. Working by myself just as I can through the day, but after school the kids come and help me, and they absolutely love it. Something very satisfying and gratifying about, butchering your own meat. Not only that, but just the appreciation of raising it through the entire year, and then coming full circle to butcher, put it in the freezer, and then enjoy it in a meal. Just one of those things of survival, a very basic instinct that we all hold on to. It's probably the reason why I'm doing this, is because my kids enjoy it so much, and I'm glad, because it's giving them a connection, right? That very important connection to their food. Like, we grow a lot of it, but we don't follow through with the most of it in this way. Actually, when we get so busy, it's just too easy for us to rely on that system and have other people do the work for us to prepare the food. So I'm trying to make them like an effort to bring the kids into this whole cycle, this whole, the act of preparing our own food. And just give us a little bit more appreciation. Something they can hang on to for the rest of their lives. So I got myself set up here in the honey house, where it's nice and clean, and where I can keep things clean. Nothing fancy. And it's nice, actually, it's very content down in here all by myself, just listening to some podcasts, cutting up the meat. And then I have the carcasses hanging off my rail. One's done, on to the second one now. And it's 3 degrees in here, so just perfect as a cooler. We hung the deer in here, now we're hanging the pigs. And as soon as I'm done this, then it's on to wax work, because I have a bunch of wax order I have to fill. Just one thing after the next as I try to get caught up here.
Already stinks.
Oh, that's nasty.
See, guys put Dawn soap in there.
Soap? We have some. Minus 23 degrees out. She's a cold one. How can there be any air exchange through the shed? Let's go see what the bees look like. Three degrees. Let's just see what our conditions are here. I am working on my second garbage bin of drop bees. Three degrees there. The bees are nicely tucked in. Nicely tucked in there. Go see what this thing's beeping at me about. 2300. How do you stop this? Sitting at 42% humidity. I like it just the humidity to be a little bit higher than that. Not much for drop. I swept yesterday though, so that's just a scattering. Where are you? You are way down there. It smells absolutely terrific. There's no water droplets on the foamy. I don't want it overly wet because that excess condensation settles on the outside and causes mold issues. Okay, just a perfect little cluster. Motionless. Hunker down. Asking me to get the heck out. Okay, and I will. Things to do today. I shall leave them alone. What do I think? I think first and foremost, we have to just chill. This issue hasn't been on our plate for, last year it was on the agenda, but it wasn't a burning issue like it is now. And we're just coming around to the point where we've had this case where the swarm was found on a ship with trophy mite and dealt with, and it's thrown the alarm bell that we need to get our shit together as an industry. So what do we need to do? We need to reach out to our authorities to ensure that they first off understand the severity of the issue. We have to ensure that proper protocols are being followed at our ports, but also we have to reach out to our suppliers of these packaged bees to ensure that they are following through with the same due diligence as what we are here. The other thing is very important that needs more attention is the measures taken by our government to manage the pest if or when it does land. And, maybe it never will. I don't know. But the thing is, if it does, what happens? And if I start asking questions And if I don't get answers, then I'm thinking to myself, what is going to happen? Where does it start? Where does it stop? And are beekeepers compensated? Those evasive measures are very serious right off the start, and it's going to happen. Just exactly what is that? Right? What are those steps? The government should be able to tell me this very easily. I'm not sure why I still don't have answer to that. I do understand the fact that we don't want to approach this in an alarmist type measure, and we have to be collaborative with other jurisdictions right across the country to make sure there's cohesion with our response plan and all that, but that should all be figured out already. That's not my job. Where does it start? Where does it stop? Where is it compensation? You know, tell me those parameters. Otherwise, we can't be on site. We need to have this conversation now, right across the country, before it happens. So when it does happen, it's basically just, following through the playbook. We need to be part of that playbook. We need to protect the beekeepers from the authority that's trying to protect the beekeepers. So there's a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of attention that beekeepers need to put towards this right across the country. And it needs to happen now during the winter when we're not so busy. It needs to happen now before the pest arrives or such. And we need these preventative measures in place now to make sure that we have time and not have to deal with this damn pest for years and years and years and years and years and years. That's what we can do in Canada here. And we need to have that conversation now.